As young girls, many women have had the fantasy of meeting their Prince Charming. You know, the brother on the horse, riding up to sweep you away into a magical world of wonderment. I guess this image is a part of growing up for most girls. Unfortunately for many women in today's society, that fantasy couldn't be further from the truth. Throughout the history of black people in America, the one thing that we've been able to do is count on each other. Men could count on their women, and women on their men. It's a union that's produced a great people in this country. We have loved, and we have created families from that love. However, as decades passed, something shifted, leaving many relationships between black men and women fractured. So the question becomes, what happened? My name is Tamarat Makonnen. I'm a filmmaker. I decided to go on this journey to get some answers. And where better to start than the place that I was raised, New York. Arguably the most complex city on the planet. New York is a place where people don't bite their tongues. They speak their minds. So it was only right that we start right here in the Big Apple.
Is there really a shortage of eligible black men?
I'm married, and we have another one on the way, and we have a great family, a 3-year-old. So things have worked out very well for us. We have a great relationship, but I'm one of the lucky ones. I think that for the most part, it's really, really hard for a lot of women out there. I mean, I will say pretty much all of my girlfriends are single, all of them.
I don't believe that that's the case. I think there are plenty of eligible black men. I think that they're open and out there and willing and able to date black women as they make themselves available. As we discussed earlier, right. I think that black women have made themselves increasingly unavailable due to the circumstances that they have come under through other black men.
I don't think that there is a lack of eligible black men at all. I think that that's something that the media depicts for us. I think that black women are fed these messages through the movies that they watch, through books that are read. I mean, I'm a black man. I am someone who, puts good into the community. And there's many more like me, many more who exceed me. And I think that needs to be corrected. The way to get that corrected is by changing somehow the mass media messages that are going out to women.
There's a shortage of eligible black men, and the numbers are disproportionate, and it affects the way women approach marriage by them saying, I don't need a man. They have this first level of defense that first of all, I don't need you. I've got my job, I have my money, I have my vibrator now, and I have Jesus. So what can you do for me?
So what are the qualities that women are looking for when considering a man eligible?
Qualities women look for when considering a man are financial stability, number one, sense of humor, swag. Black women look for swag.
Yes, certainly I do want him to be employed. That'd be nice. Job, car, house, no kids.
Someone who is stable, financially stable, mentally stable, someone that doesn't bring a lot of baggage to the table.
I would say that your standards may have to be revised. What do you think is important? Does he have to have a swagger? That may not be as important as the way he treats you. That's what I would say. So a lot of black women may need to make the shift between what looks good and what feels exciting and what is sustainable, okay, and what is real and solid.
gotta know that every intelligent woman wants an intelligent man. Someone who's focused and business-minded. A sharp dresser that knows how to chop it up with the corporate bigwigs. But for some women, that's not enough. For some women, they need more than just the smarts. More than just the business savvy. They need a thug.
I hear women say things like they're looking for a man who's business-minded and can handle himself in the boardroom, but also has some thug in him. Now, is that really a realistic goal in a man?
Absolutely, it's realistic. Don't think that there's a man out there that's an engineer, a VP, a senior VP, that don't get out there, and when it comes to the time of protecting, a man protects. And when it comes time to take, I'm not saying that he's gonna walk out with his pants hanging and looking thuggish, but I want him to have the thug in him.
It's not realistic to say you want a business-minded man and you want a thug. That's just confusion right there. You're talking straight nonsense. You're not making any sense. And when you think of a thug, there's nothing positive about a thug. So you just want a man that can be very assertive at times, to be able to handle situations and take control. That's what they're really asking for. Not nobody who's just gonna agree with everything they say, but someone who's gonna challenge their thought process and allow them the ability to grow. That's what they really want in a man.
Women should have that balance. They should have a guy that's not susceptible to everything, but who's able to stand up and know how to be calm when needed. It's a balance. It's a fine line. Everybody cannot do that.
Nobody wants to have to hide guns and like worry about drugs and cops.
On Rikers Island buses, they're not attractive.
Like, I can't
or
be
having
bothered.
conversations with Shantiqua, Kaniqua, and whoever else, that becomes difficult at a certain point in time.
It's not flattering. I don't want any thug in my man. You need to have a backbone.
Nobody better ever raise their voice at you, at the supermarket. They gonna get it. Cause your man, he ain't with them games. He from the streets. If he's just a sole businessman, I'll take him too. Like, I'm not one of those that think I need somebody that always got to throw the left hook. I mean, we don't need to be at every fight in the club. We can leave. A businessman works for me because at least he's using his mind and he can make us some money. And that's just as protective. A man that can keep us secure, keep the money coming in, that makes me feel just as good. I can sleep at night knowing the light's gonna be on. And he did that.
This area looks a little dangerous.
Oh, girl, you know you like that sense of danger.
Yeah, I do.
Cause you like that thug, you know what I'm saying? Cause I ain't scared of nothing. Just let someone try to step, Oh my gosh. It's the police. Here, hold this.
What about me?
You ain't got no record, you good. Just hold it. I ain't going back to jail. Hold on, here he comes. Hey, Your Honor. I meant, Mr. Officer, sir. That's not my gun. It's hers. I don't even know her.
Do you think women are lowering their standards right now?
I think some women do have high standards, but it's really based on your upbringing. For me, I think I have everything that I want. I work for it, so my standards may be different from the person whose goal is to set out and just get it from their partner.
I don't think we're lowering our standards. I mean, if I go by the way my girlfriends are still out there and everything like that, I think that they're keeping their standards, and that's the reason why they're not, one of the reasons why they're not married. They refuse to lower their standards.
I don't believe they're lowering their standards because of this perceived shortage. I just believe a lot of women are just holding out, period. They're not even dating, or they just stay in groups and just talk about why they don't have a man. What about what the man wants? Sometimes these women don't have men because they don't do certain things that men want. We always got to cater to their needs. What about sometimes they're catering to our needs? So maybe if they change their perspective, maybe they will have a man.
And there are some times where the standards are just too high. They have these lists with, oh, he has to have these 20 things before I can even look at him. And, you know, they basically market themselves out of the game. And what I tell a lot of young sisters is that, you know, you walk around all the time with your face all scrunched up, just smile and say hi. You never know who you might meet.
If a black woman has standards, all of a sudden, you know, black women are seen as, you know, problematic because now all of a sudden they have a sense about the type of mate that they want to be with. I think women of other races, ethnicities have standards and never are imagined in that same way. So, no, nothing's wrong with having standards at all. We should have an idea of the type of person we want to be with.
Throughout our journey, we also stop in on Kendra and Tiara, two young professionals that provide us a more personal look at the life of a single lady in America.
My name is Kendra Merrill, and I'm a pharmaceutical sales rep. What I do day to day is I visit doctors' offices, pharmacies, and it's my job to influence that doctor, to get that doctor to prescribe my medications over the competition. I've been doing this for quite some time. It's a fun job, and it's very lucrative. I find that there's just one thing that's missing, and that is the guy. And I'm starting to wonder, you know, if I'm ever gonna meet him. I feel that in my life, I've really done all the right things. You know, I feel like I've done everything that my parents ever taught me to do or ever asked of me. And so I find that, you know, I'm somewhat limited in my dating options because of what I have. It's almost like I'm being punished. I'm being punished for doing well. Why should I have to ask for anything less than what I bring to the table? You know, I've worked hard, I've done all the right things. Why can't I find a man that matches?
Hi, my name is Tiara Williams. I'm a caterer. I am owner of Busybody Bistro and Catering. My job as a caterer is awesome. There's this element of spontaneity that I have every day. So I love that. It's the best part of being a caterer. Being an entrepreneur definitely affects my life when it comes to dating because I never have time to date. I'm looking for a guy who is a listener, who is intelligent, who I can really have fun with and just experience life with, I can build with, I can have children with. You know, just somebody that extra, that link that I've been looking for that I just haven't found yet.
Yeah, finding love can sometimes feel more like a game than a journey. The truth is, we should be playing on the same team.
When you commit, for many people, they think it's like fusion. They don't see that, no, it's two individuals who have their lives and then they have a bond. We look at relationships often like we're gonna, you know, get sucked into one another. We depend on everything, all our resources on our relationship. You know, we expect that our relationship is supposed to be our best friend, be our confidant, be, you know, our sex partner, be our, you know, manager, our consultant, and we stop using the community. See, in the past, we had the community. The Black community was strong because we used the church system. We used our neighbors. Everyone like lived close to one another. Moms, dads. I mean, you could call upon your family system. Now it's fragmented. The family is fragmented. And so, you know, we're expecting to get all our resources from our partner. And I think that's a lot to set someone up for because we can't be everything to one person.
I believe that men are commitment phobic when it comes to relationships. And mainly because I think most men believe that variety is the spice of life.
So how long should a woman wait for a man to commit?
I think that a woman should wait 7 years for a man to commit.
7 years?
Absolutely. I think if you can sit in a relationship for 7 years and make it work, then everything is good. And if you look at the history of relationships, you'll realize that 7 years is the amount of time that people usually either stay together or leave each other or break up. So 7 years is the number.
Yeah, if you want to be alone. Washington, D.C. Black folks have been a significant part of this city since its inception in the 1700s. Home of the White House, the Washington Monument, and of course, go-go music. Needless to say, this city has its own unique style and flair. Steeped in political strife and triumph, you can feel the contrasts all around you. DC also houses some of our finest institutes of higher learning. It's on these campuses that our future doctors, lawyers, and entrepreneurs are groomed for success. But like many universities across the country, the ratio of black women to men is lopsided. 60% of all black students who are awarded college degrees are women. Sisters are doing their thing.
Oh, man. Congratulations.
There's definitely a larger percentage of black women in colleges compared to black men. Why do you think this lopsided ratio exists?
I think that it has a lot to do with the prison system and the way that America is set up in general. I think that we're more conditioned as younger women to succeed in a hostile environment, and maybe we, like I know personally in my nuclear family, I don't really have like a father, or I have uncles and cousins who took the places of sisters and brothers, and I know that growing up where I grew up, there aren't a lot of men from my high school who made it to college. I think that it has a lot to do with the distractions that you come across while you're growing up.
Females, you know, I feel like they have a stronger family background. I mean, if you look at African-American family dynamics, it's usually a matriarch. For instance, I know my grandmother, I don't know my grandfather on either side, you know?
And most people want to be rappers or athletes, and they don't focus on education. That's my point of view. And I feel like if you're not focused on education, then if you don't make it, you know, being an athlete or being a rapper, you easily get, you don't have any other option.
There's a socialization piece that I would argue that's involved in terms of young girls have to be prepared to make it in the world. They can't necessarily depend on some man to come in and save the day. So there's a kind of like this drive, this independent black woman type of effect, for lack of a better term, that may push young ladies, particularly African-American ladies, particularly the mothers, you know, and the aunties, right, to come in and say, listen, you've got to get your education, you've got to do these things to make it and be secure in the world.
Black women's achievements in education and career are something to be admired and applauded. This is not to say that black men aren't making strides as well, because we are. But too many of our brilliant minds are getting caught up in the prison system, and as a result, jeopardizing our future and the possibilities of what could be. For those that avoid the prison system, there's another type of campus that awaits: the graveyard. Either road leads to a dead end. Education truly is our only hope. Some of my most memorable moments happened in college, so I can't help but see myself in these young students. And although black men face their share of obstacles, just being here means that they're on the right track. Black women have their own hurdles to face as well, in particular, just being a woman and the sexism that comes with it.
Do you think black men focus too much on the physical aspects of black women?
You know, there's an old saying that, you know, people are going to do what you let them do to you. And so when we talk about issues of, you know, women being objectified by men, first and foremost, I think mothers have to raise their daughters to have a strong sense of self and to, you know, to let them know that no one's going to do to you what you don't let them do. You know, a young lady, when she leaves her house in the morning, she should be thinking, I am, the type of person that she wants to project to the world. And that's what she should go ahead and present to the world. And so when she encounters a young man who wants to do and say certain things to her, she should have been so built up at home that whatever this young man said to her and did to her negatively would not affect her as much.
There is an objectification of women by black men. What African Americans do is really just a subset of what the greater culture does. But I think, in by and large, women play into that. You go in. I was just at Easter service a couple days ago. Women with long heels, tight skirts, and women play into that largely. So I think it goes both ways.
I feel like women are exploited by black men because it sells. You know, when you get rappers talking about, going to strip clubs, throwing money around. They usually see black women. That's what sells. That's what people want to listen to, I think. And so people are just doing it to get money, because I know if you ask those rappers their honest opinion on, exploiting women and stuff like that, they're going to tell you it's wrong. But it's what sells, and that's what makes them money.
Yeah, I think it happens so often because we allow it. Some people allow it. We keep buying the music. We keep watching the videos. And if we don't say anything or stop it, they're just going to say, oh, it's okay. And I think it starts at home. If females say this is enough, it will stop happening as often.
I agree. Silence is acceptance.
I'm for an appreciative aesthetic of the black woman. I think you have to hopefully you can make a distinction between an appreciative, an appreciativeness of the black woman's aesthetic versus an objectification of it. If you just prioritize the physicality at the expense of the other dimensions, then that's a problem, right? So you can really be a connoisseur of beauty, and I'm sure there are many other people out there in the listening, viewing audience who say, yeah, I'm a connoisseur. But I think the game has to be holistic, right? It's like a puncher who has a vicious knockout punch. But you know what? You need a jab too.
As we all know, sometimes something as simple as dating can be a very complicated process. It would be so much easier if things were like they were in the animal kingdom, letting our natural instincts and desires take over. Gotcha. Now, you know we couldn't have this conversation about relationships without going to one of the main places of black talk, the Barber Shop. My grandfather owned a barber shop for many years, and I know a lot of people got to talking in there. So we decided to talk with these brothers about the current climate of black relationships.
Whatever's on your mind, you speak it. Whatever is going on in your life, you talk about it, and, you won't be looked on in a negative way. We try to help each other out.
Today's woman, she too independent. And today's man, you want another tilt. There ain't too much family value there. So, it's either give or take.
Everyone's bitter. Everyone has baggage or is in need of some sort of redemption or some sort of validation from the next person at the date, and then they're carrying it over. Like with women, they may be frustrated that somebody cheated on them, somebody did them wrong, and they're looking to redeem themselves. Personally, and it's not even as much as how you're acting, it's internal. Guys, you know that guys, their unit of measure you know, to themselves is how many women or the caliber of women that they, you know, that they talk to. So it's, you know, it's kind of like a rat race here. How many can you get, or how many bad ones can you get? You know, that's that's like the social construct that we're in right now. So
the guys that are dating, they tend to, you know what I'm saying, have all they want out there. It's like all you can eat. There's so many females out there, man. Shucks, they not trying to shack up with just one meal, man. Shit, we have an entree of brides.
I think black women are looking more for security, stability, and honesty. A lot of times the guys are usually complaining about trust, and a lot of times guys will think that a female may not trust them if they're not in their presence. So they're mostly looking for trust. Yeah, I listen to guys that talk all the time. They usually want more. What they're looking for most times is okay, you laugh. He messing me up. He messing me up.
I want to know. We seem to be getting somewhere when discussing what women want in relationships. But when the topic shifted to what we want as men, well, let's just say you could hear a pin drop.
So I think it's really important that single women try to be as social as possible, to really, you know, put themselves out there, to get out of the house. And one of the things that I like to do is practice yoga. I find that yoga helps me not only to improve my posture, it also helps me to keep my stress levels low, and it just helps me to find that inner peace. To say that the competition for single black women is, strong or an issue is probably an understatement. So the question becomes, how am I going to stand out? How is Mr. Right going to pick me out of the crowd of all of these amazing black women? Because there are really so many.
You know, everything that I do outside of catering, my hobbies, my activities, they keep me vibrant, they keep me passionate, they keep me loving life. I think everywhere you go, there's an opportunity to meet someone. So if you're not out beyond your four walls, then you won't meet anybody. So it's important to go out, go to the park, go to the store. I think that there's a season for everything, and that includes finding a man. So I can't really wait on this guy to come along or knock at my door. I have to get out and be proactive in life and do the things that I enjoy. You know, I'm not sitting around just waiting on someone to come and sweep me off my feet. I feel like I'll meet him in due season.
Later that night, I decided to go to a local eatery to continue the dialogue while in D.C.
Why do you think black men are more likely to be in interracial relationships than black women?
I think more black men are in relationships with non-black women because of dynamic where they've come across hurt and pain at the hands of a black woman. It may be a grandmother who raised them. It may be a mother who was not there, and so the grandmother had to raise them. It may be a girlfriend or some other family member that they experienced some hurt from. And so they're internalizing that, and they're feeling that, okay, with a non-black woman, I may get a different dynamic. I may get a calmer dynamic. I may get a dynamic where I'm appreciated more.
You know, I don't understand it because you're born from a black woman. Your sisters or your cousins or your aunts are black women. Why turn from them when you've been in 2 or 3 bad relationships?
There are a lot of women of other ethnic groups that are interested in black men. That's number one. I think, if you look at, there's a mystique about a black man, about his penis size, about his persona, his swagger, the way that he presents himself that's attractive for any ethnic group.
From my experience and what I've seen, I think that the black man is looking for someone who can bring out the best in him. The black woman is looking for someone who can bring out the best in her. However, they're missing each other in some place. And so the quickest instinct is to, well, let me try something over here. And when that something over here seems to work, I think that people tend to stick with that.
A woman is a woman. A good woman is a good woman. And at the end of the day, it's the upbringing that matters more than the color. You want to know that that person is compatible with you, that that person's upbringing is compatible with you, that the things they want out of life, the things that lady wants out of life are compatible with what you want out of life.
You know what? I have friends that are not black, and the things that I hear them talk about and say about black men, it's mind-blowing. Like, they really believe that what they see in rap videos or on, TV shows or in the movie, that is who a black man is.
I feel like a lot of black women, we make our own money. We make our own standards. We can say, this is what I want and this is what I don't want. And a lot of black men, they can't handle that. I just don't see color as a factor. So when I see a black man with a white woman, it doesn't catch me off guard. I mean, it's reality. That's what's happening these days.
I look at it differently. I look at it as I'm the catch. On the way over here, I caught the eyes of white women. And, it happens all the time. I'm used to it. Let's face it, black man is in these days.
Hello, my name is Randy Johnson. I'm here to talk about a devastating crisis that's been right under our noses. Yet for many people, it's something we just don't think about, until now. You've seen them, lost, alone, and bewildered. No, I'm not speaking of South America, Africa, or even China. I'm talking about our black brothers right here in the USA. So many have been lost to the trappings and temptations of the world. But I'm here to tell you, my beautiful black sisters, they're not all gone. There are good black men left. Look into their eyes. Now, look into your heart. For just 99 cents a day, you can help point one of these brothers in the right direction. And the right direction is to you. You'll receive photos, as well as letters from your sponsored black man. It's just that simple. All you have to do is dial the number below. And just think of the amazing joy this is going to give you. Call now. He's waiting.
Atlanta, Georgia. ATL. Atlanta's become a mecca for the young, gifted, and black. People from all over the country are flocking to this growing city to be a part of their movement. Everyone knows someone who's either moved to Atlanta or plans on moving to Atlanta. It's quite simply the place to be. And if you're a single brother in Atlanta, sky's the limit when it comes to the female pickings.
When you go to college and it's just like an open smorgasbord of women that you can have, I don't know can I say it on here? It's an open smorgasbord of ass in college where it's like a Greek party the whole way through. By the time you get out and you're faced with having to give that up immediately, I don't think so, especially now you're earning more money and you have more options. So I think that one of the major reasons why men don't commit is because there's too many options.
It's good and it's bad. It gives men options. It makes a woman have to kind of tighten up on her game. You can't just presume that because you're female, we're gonna run after you. We can run after you, your sister, your girlfriend, your aunt. It just gives us options. So how it affects us, I think it makes everybody tighten up on their game.
The data suggests that, and this is just black and white, that where there are a surplus of women, the average age at marriage goes up to over 30. Where there is a surplus of men, it's the exact opposite. So take for Alaska, for example, the average age of marriage is 24 for women. Whereas in Atlanta, the average age of marriage, first marriage, is 33 for women. And it's even higher for black women, I think 34. So I think that plays largely into the issue.
How does a black woman want to be approached?
Don't call me shouty.
That's a good start.
You know, come with respect. That's what we would like as a young lady or as a respectable person. Just come at me with respect.
Just having yourself together, having some money. You gotta have some money for the ladies. Having a plan. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a plan for more money.
Approach a black woman with confidence and with respect. Do not approach a black woman with a shawty or if she's going somewhere, don't interrupt her. I mean, you don't have to talk to everybody that you see that's attractive. There's times when I'm on my way somewhere, or I'm just not, my body language will read, don't approach me, then don't approach me.
What is it? God must have taken the stars and put them in your eyes or something like that because they're twinkling. Something like that is not, that doesn't impress me.
Get a vibe of what she's doing and say, okay, let me see how I can approach her, because you don't approach every woman the same. So you get a vibe for her, look at her, admire her for more than what you see from the neck down. And then when you do approach her, ask her name, act genuinely interested and not just for the moment. Don't act like, oh, I just saw a fine woman, but you the one I got to catch. So I'm gonna just ask you what's going on for right now.
If you don't hear nothing else, don't send somebody else to a black woman to tell her that you yourself are interested. If you're grown, I mean, I don't condone violence, but if you do that, kill yourself. I don't really know what else.
These sisters were betrayed by men, so now they've turned to sin. You best behave or end up in an early grave. Don't you dare be rude or they'll give you some attitude. Finger waving and neck popping till the bodies start dropping. Attack of the zombie neck snappers. Bad attitudes have never been so deadly.
No, he didn't.
Do you think there's any truth to the stereotype that black women have an attitude problem?
If black women seem like they have an attitude problem, it's because we are doing a lot on our own. So when you're doing a lot on your own, you don't have time for a lot of BS.
Some guys think it's cute to see you get an attitude. Some guys will do things on purpose just to piss you off to see you get an attitude. And then, when you stab them a little bit, then they want to call the police because, you went too far.
My take on black women having, of the stereotype of black women having an attitude problem is that it's rooted in truth. I think that women, particularly black women we're talking about, but it's all women have been masculinized. And black women, when you combine that with the fact that they've had the double-edged barrel of racism and sexism, then they tend to have more of an attitude when they deal with men.
Probably, wasn't there like an African, didn't that start with African dancing? No. Wasn't there no, the neck popping. That has to be some type of tribal way of saying, don't mess with me. You know what I'm saying?
Contributing to a household is not just bringing home a check. So if in the event that she is making more money than me, then that's going to be her contribution to the household. My contribution is going to be something else. But I'm not going to feel less of a man because a woman makes more money than me, unless it's the kind of woman that attempts to hold that over a man's head and say, yo, I make more money than you, so you can't make any decisions. As a man, if I make more money than my woman, I'm not gonna say because I make more money than you, I get to make all the decisions. That's not right. If you live in a household, it's important that you both come together to make that household run effectively.
Yeah, I'll date someone that makes less than me. You can meet someone that makes $500,000, they could be cheap as hell, and it won't work. But you meet someone making like $50,000, and they do whatever they can for you, then it works. So it's not like, who cares? You know, as long as you make it something. You know what I mean?
I would date a black woman who made more money than me. But does it matter? I mean, if we coming together as one, what's hers is mine and what's mine is hers. I mean, I'm not threatened by that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not intimidated by her making more money. That doesn't make me any less of a man.
I don't know how it's possible to make less money than me, but yes. Why not?
So y'all would be essentially in poverty.
Yes, that's yes, two impoverished lovers. That's exactly what would happen. I don't have a problem with dating guys with less. It depends, you know, as long as he's an honest dude and he loves what he does, I'm down, and he's loyal, I'm down.
Would I date a black woman who made more money than me? I married a black woman who made more money than me. The reason being is because I don't fear strong black women. I embrace them. I embrace it and all the money that comes with it. Now, as long
If you get with me and you make less money, say you have a dream though and you have a passion. Maybe we met so I can pull a passion out of you and then you can make lots of money. So money comes, money go. We can always get money. And we will. If you
Well, I don't know too many black women that want to carry a man. And that might actually feel very exhausting. You know, I think many black women feel very much that they work hard. I'm a mother, I'm a worker, I'm doing all these things. I'm superwoman and I'm supposed to look strong. I am strong. I've gone through so much. So then I got to carry a guy too. I mean, that's just, you're asking way too much.
he can make as much as you do or make more and still be a dog. He can still be, inconsiderate. He can still be a person who lacks consideration and respect. In fact, you may even take the position, since I make as much as you do or I make more, you can't tell me anything. So the money piece is really deceptive. The money piece does not necessarily guarantee or really make sure that the relationship is going to be equal. What's going to make it equal is the respect, the love, and caring that the people share. That's what's going to make it equal, not the money.
A seedy motel in the middle of nowhere. A place where the darkest of secrets are hidden away. A wife travels in search of her husband, suspicious of his activities. The sound of the shower running pulls her towards the bathroom. She approaches the door, and then
why do you think so many men are on the down low? And how do you navigate that in the dating game these days?
I think that they're on the down low because we're in the South, especially, It's not acceptable to be gay, even though it's more acceptable here than many cities. We still are in the South. And as a race of people, our religious preferences usually say that it's not right to be in that situation. So they go and they marry and they make children because they think that's what's right. But inside, that's not how they feel.
I have a lot of male gay friends. I absolutely love them to death. But it's either you're going to be gay or you're going to let everybody know you're gay, or you're gonna be a secret and you're gonna, you know, have this second life.
You don't know even when you go to the hood. I know gang members who take bubble baths. Like if it's a thug dude, like Thug Life, tatted Thug Life or whatever, then he got butterflies right here, that's probably a hint and a half, you know? It's like, I mean, if you ask a thug, so do you like dudes? You won't be able to finish that sentence. I got slapped so hard.
I don't know that there's an issue, like a down low issue with black men. Have I been in a situation where somebody was down low? No, or not to my knowledge.
I think that there are quite a few men that are on the down low, both African American and other ethnic groups. I think within the African American community, it's been very difficult for African American men to be open about their sexuality and their preference. And I think because of that, they have been forced to enter into relationships of the opposite sex, even though that's not what they prefer. And unfortunately, that has impacted black women in a way that has been detrimental.
My name is Tutu. I am an openly gay black male.
The DL, is this a real thing?
I deal with a lot of DL guys. And there's a lot of them out there. DL guys is pretty much confused guys with low self-esteem that's not ready to come out the closet or not ready for society.
Hi, I'm Sir Tony. This is actually my first time saying I'm openly gay because I don't feel like I've ever had to say it. I feel like people knew it, so.
Have you dated men that were considered on the DL?
I mean, they want to be friends, the whole let's chill, let's kick it. You know, they don't want to openly come out and say it, but you know, let's change numbers. With two grown men change numbers that don't know each other?
No one.
Nobody.
So most people that have been down low have been overly masculine, football players, basketball players, all of that, because they don't want to be ridiculed. So the less feminine they are, or the less chances they are to be looked upon as being gay, the better chances they have of being, you know, not figured out or found out or.
If you have a girlfriend, they're not gonna really question, is he gay or is he a DL? I mean, she's his candy piece, his eye piece. You know, everybody wants somebody cute, especially if you're not out the closet. You're gonna want a pretty girl to distract some of your feminine ways.
I have experienced to a certain extent of being there emotionally for some heterosexual guys that I know, and them liking someone being there and understanding what they're going through as a man, not a gay man, but a straight man or whatever type of sexuality they are. I think people just want to be loved. It's probably a down low man running.
So I decided to invite my girlfriend Karen over to help me set up my online dating profile. So we began to sort through some of my dating options, and let's just say the findings were interesting.
Oh my gosh.
He plays an instrument.
He's holding an instrument. We don't know if he plays it, but he's holding it. He looks like he took a picture at work, so he's employed. That's good. That's a start. We can work with that. I'm easygoing. I don't like drama.
I don't
just
like drama.
Just like you, right? I don't like women with drama. Okay. He's creative, curious, probably bi-curious. No, no.
Oh, I think you're being so biased because he's pretty.
I love hanging out with my girlfriends. I mean, that's my favorite pastime. I mean, just to get out and get away from the 9 to 5 and, you know, just sit down and talk about things that are going on in our lives. Usually we talk about relationships. That comes up a great deal. So that's always entertaining. And, you know, I love to eat. I'm a caterer. So, of course, girlfriends and food are the best. It's important to find a man that is open and he is he wants a relationship, because a lot of men out here aren't necessarily looking for relationships. They're just looking for women to be with. So it's important for me to protect my heart and protect who I am in a relationship. The kind of guys I meet, it's interesting, the kind of men I meet. I either meet a man who is really lame, or they're really player-like, or, they got, everything is smooth and, that whole thing, like they're just giving you all of the smoothness. And I don't necessarily need that. But, the other kind of men I meet are usually like kind of the lames, kind of the squares, which I don't mind a smart, square man, but I mean like a little too square, a little too stuffy, a little too uptight. And I don't want that either. That's why I'm single.
Los Angeles, California. Hollywood, the film epicenter of the world. A place where fantasy and reality intertwine in a kaleidoscope of imagery. Where the spoils of success are right there for the world to see. Every year, droves of ambitious artists come here seeking fame and fortune, and a chance to live out their fantasies. After all, you can be whoever you want to be in Hollywood. This idea of presenting an image can also apply to relationships, which leads to the question, do you really know who you're dating?
When meeting someone of interest, why do people present their representative as opposed to just being themselves?
People want to sell themselves on being perfect, so that they're definitely, their odds of getting that person, their success rate of getting that person is higher. If they sell their imperfections, they may lose that person that they're attracted to.
You can't present that at first. You gotta present the cover person, the picture perfect person.
But isn't that a little deceiving?
No, because everybody's doing it. So if you meet somebody on the first date, are you gonna say, this is my flaws, I got a bad itch, I got a rash, you can't do that, because you'll never go anywhere, you'll never meet anybody.
I don't feel like it's good, because I've done that before, and it can get you in a lot of trouble, because eventually the lies are gonna catch up to you, and you're gonna end up having to explain it, and especially if you end up really liking the person and you guys get serious, you're gonna have to explain those lies in the end and kind of own up to them. So you should just keep it real from the beginning, and if they like you, they like you. If they don't, then they don't.
So after the third date, you find out he's cheap. After the sixth date, you find out that he still got attachment issues with his mom. So gradually you start to like him, so when the little bad things come out, you still consider him because you already like him. But initially, if you would have found out from the first date, you wouldn't want to go on a second date.
And also there's the idea of mystique. You want to do the little dance of courtship, so that is a big part of it.
But when do you say, hey, this is the real me?
6 months in.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously.
A lot of time invested in
I don't know, actually, no, yeah, well, I mean, does anybody ever really reveal themselves to the other person intentionally? How well can you really know another person?
So when you look at a commercial and you see a product, they'll show you the best images of that product. So they'll show a woman prancing through the fields, and there's flowers, it's blue skies, it's sunlight. And then in the end, they'll say, they'll rush through it, may cause, hemorrhoids, internal bleeding, prolonged erection or whatever. They never go through the bad things because that's not going to attract anyone. Nobody puts forth, the things that aren't desirable.
If you're really in love, that's what you want to be. You want to be your best self for that person all the time, not just in looks and style and conversation and being witty banter, but you want to be that best person, like I'm reliable, I'm trustworthy, and all these other things that come along with that. So I'm for people trying to represent their best selves if it's their really sincere attempt to be better for that person.
Is it ever okay to lie to your significant other?
No. I have, and the answer is no. If you're in a relationship, there shouldn't be anything that you can't talk about. And the whole purpose of being in a relationship is being in a place where you feel comfortable enough to share
the good, the bad, and the ugly, and it's supposed to be about unconditional love and appreciation and respect for the other person. And sometimes that is bad, so no, you should never lie.
If you tell a lie, you're just gonna have to tell another lie, remember the lie you told, and then, you're just not gonna have a healthy relationship if you're building it off a lie. So, no, I don't think we need to be telling lies, man.
When it comes time to really understand and have a good relationship, you gotta be truthful to one another, whether it's gonna hurt the person or not. If that person's strong enough to deal with it, fine. If she's not, next.
But it maybe if a man's like, hey, baby, how's my hair looking? It looks kind of off. I might be a little honest, but I'll kind of sugarcoat it a little bit. Right. So I guess that's kind of a little white lie. What is it?
Yeah, a little white lie. You know about the way it just depends on what you lie about, actually. Like if it's something big, major that they should really know, then, you should be truthful about it. But if it's something like how the hair look or whatever, or kind of know your woman and know what she want to hear, then, kind of give her what she want to hear. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, love is something else, filled with passionate highs and heartbreaking lows. But for many of us, we wouldn't change it for the world.
Black women are fed up with black men for not taking responsibility for their actions. And I don't mean to generalize, but it's just we need to take care of our women, man. We need to do more. We need to love them, adore them, shower them with gifts, tell them we love them every day. Don't look at other women. We need to trust each other, respect each other. We just need a good kick in the ass, man, to say, come on, let's be the man. Let's give our women the love they need.
What can I say? I had to do it.
Now, I'm not saying I'm the Casanova, but I'm gonna break it down before it's over. Like I said, two couples, you gotta understand, him being a woman and her being a man. No, him being a man and you being a woman, it's a good omen. But to sum everything up, as God is my witness. You want a successful relationship? Keep folks out your business. And that's on the real.
What's your feeling on alternative approaches to dating, like speed dating or social media, things like that?
I mean, it's always better to meet the person face to face, but I guess with people who are really busy and can't really go out, it's a good way to meet people and eventually meet them face to face.
My personal experiences with dating online hasn't been bad. I've always been able to get to know somebody on a personal level, see them face to face, and then meet them at that point in time.
Like a lot of people, they're very busy, working, school, kids, having kids young, single parents, they're everywhere. So it's an easier way to meet people. And then also I like it because you could pick one out, and if you don't like it, put it back before you even meet them. So that's the good thing about it. When you're meeting people, it's kind of hard to get rid of them when you're already talking to them.
As I listened to people express themselves to me, I started to think, wouldn't it be cool if it were just that simple? That the right guy could find the right woman? A chance meeting, or maybe an introduction. Or better yet, a horn. Hey, it was just a thought.
Women have this idea of Prince Charming. Where do you think that idea came from?
What's the phrase? Tall, dark, and handsome. I'm tall, I'm dark, and I'm handsome. That's the way I look at it.
Right. So you are Prince Charming.
I'm Prince Charming in my own way to whoever I deal with.
Sisters, I have found Prince Charming.
Thank you, sisters.
Honestly, There is no Prince Charming, so I feel like ladies should get that out their head now. There's not gonna be a perfect guy. Everyone has flaws, and it's kind of give and take. You should definitely stick with the main things. Like for me, my main thing is honesty. Like just keep it real with me. It's like either I'm gonna deal with it or I'm not. If I'm gonna deal with it, even if it's bad, I'm gonna deal with it. If I'm not, I'm not.
We're sold that dream by our mothers and grandmothers from childhood, that you are going to grow up, you're going to meet Prince Charming, he's going to sweep you off your feet and take you off, marry you, put you in your castle, your home, and you'll live happily ever after. Unfortunately, that's not my reality. My reality is the end of the road is the castle and the life and the dream. But I need to have a plan of still accomplishing that, whether it's with Prince Charming or without. So if he comes along, then great, to make it happen for me, wonderful. But my goal is I'm gonna have it with or without him.
You're gonna be in that castle
I'm
one
gonna
way or
be
another.
in that castle and living the dream with or without him.
That's right. Like that.
I think it's all fantasy. Relationships aren't about like what we project in our mind about somebody coming to save you, and no one can do that unless, only your higher power and the strength within yourself. And you have to search for that. That's, I think, in many ways what life is about, is searching for that inner strength within and that higher power, not from an individual.
We met in Zambia in
Africa.
2007.
And you're from the States?
Yes, I'm African American.
And I'm Zambian.
Wow. So there is hope.
There's a lot of hope. It's really kind of funny because, when I left the United States, I did not expect, that I would go and meet somebody and fall in love. When you meet somebody and you connect and you're compatible, it's just the natural thing to commit to them.
It takes you a while to just be willing to do the work. Be willing to meet someone who you really genuinely love and care for, and then also just be willing to nurture it instead of thinking he's gonna be perfect as soon as he walks through the door. So
I think communication might be part of the issue, in the spaces where people can really truthfully dialogue as opposed to a club or being out in the nightlife, that kind of thing. So, perhaps I think that's a big part of it.
people need to get to know each other. You know, I think that people are out.
But the funny thing is that my best friend from high school, she's married to a Nigerian man. My best friend from college is married to a Ghanaian man. So we always joke that we're gonna start an African mail order husband service.
I think I met someone with a lot of potential. He's a music engineer. He's good. He's funny, he's smart, he's good-hearted. And I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. Only time will tell, but I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic, and I think I'm always wondering, is this the one? Is this Mr. Right finally? I've just come to a place now where I just understand that, everything happens in its own time. And when I'm meant to actually meet him, it'll happen. It will happen.
I met a guy through a mutual friend, and he's smart and funny and open. He's a personal trainer.
He seems emotionally available, just kind of my speed. And I like that. I mean, so often women get so jaded because they're dating all these guys and they have all these bad experiences, and it leaves them without it leaves them empty. But I won't be that way. I'll be optimistic and I'll think that things will work. Not every guy is like the last. So I feel good about it. I feel good about him, and I'm gonna see.
There's a lot of us who are still single and haven't been out on a date or haven't been able to find that significant other because of the shortage. Now, I prefer to date a black man, but I'm not opposed to dating out of my race.
Find happiness wherever you find happiness. If that's in a Caucasian man, an Asian man, a Hispanic man, fine, but be happy, because that you can never trade that for the world.
I think at the end of the day, people have to make a decision, and that decision is, what's going to be best for them. Is marriage your ultimate goal? Or can you live happily being single? Can you find fulfillment in being single? So at the end of the day, it's a personal choice and a personal decision. So.
Some of us older brothers need to reach back and talk to some of the younger brothers and teach them about manners, teach them about chivalry, teach them about when you pick up a young lady, you open the door for her, you hold the door for her. So I think that's what it takes, for some of us to reach back.
Love is magic. That's what love is all about, making every day a magical experience for one another. It's what makes you want to be alive, makes you want to wake up together and look into each other's eyes and hold each other and take on the world together. It's magic and love and lust, laughter, romance, all of the above.
In our daily lives, just to appreciate that black woman or that black man for the human being that they are, with no pre-planned agenda in terms of what I'm trying to get or what they need to give me or how I'm gonna feel if I get it. Just to appreciate that person for who they are, and we can build on that.
To be resolved, I think it's important that, people are communicating, being able to share openly what's happening inside of them, to be able to be vulnerable. And I think that there are so many things within the Black community of where there's been oppression and abuse and feeling alone, that many of us, both male and female, have built walls. And we need to bring those walls down.
For people to fall in love and have a baby and live together and be somewhat successful and maintaining that lifestyle, it shouldn't be so hard or elusive. Aww.
What's elusive is the whatever you can do to keep a baby quiet. That's
Okay.
Love you.
Love you too.
I would definitely say humility, compromise. That's like the number one word in marriage is compromise. And seeing that the person that you're with is not the enemy, it's your teammate. There have been a lot of political and historical circumstances that have confronted Black men and women, and that's caused a divide. But we need to realize that we're on the same team, we're trying to reach the same goals, and the brothers are not the enemy, and the sisters are not the enemy. We just have to gain some kind of understanding.
Or go to Africa.
Yeah, that would work too.
Yeah. This brings us back to good old Prince Charming. Is he real? Will he come? Well, probably not the way you envisioned him as a child. But if you keep your eyes open, your heart open, and your mind open, you never know who might drop into your life. One thing's for certain, love sure can take you for a ride.
Whoa, slow down!
I thought you knew how to ride a horse!
Ride? I rented this horse to impress you, girl!
Oh no!
Somebody help us!